Did you know Johnny Depp was once voted both the most overrated and most beloved actor in the same year? That's right, talk about a roller coaster of public opinion. It's fascinating how someone can spark such polarized views yet remain undeniably one of the most captivating figures in Hollywood. Whether you love him or find him a bit puzzling, there's no denying Johnny Depp has left a lasting mark on pop culture that's hard to shake. Hey there, movie lovers and Depp fans alike. If you've ever caught yourself humming a haunting melody from Edward Scissorhands or quoting the iconic swagger of Captain Jack Sparrow, you know exactly what I mean. Some stars don't just entertain us, they stick with us forever. Their voices, their characters, their style, they become part of our lives, part of our shared cultural memory. And if you're nodding along, well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're raising a glass, or maybe a bottle of rum, to Johnny Depp, who was born in June and loved by millions worldwide. This isn't just a simple birthday shout-out. It's a deep dive into what makes Johnny Depp such a timeless icon. We're going to explore how his June-born energy seems to have shaped everything about him, from his rebellious spirit and artistic versatility to his complex personality and magnetic presence. We'll also uncover some surprising facts and stories that might just change how you see him. So, why June? Well, June birthdays often belong to people who are magnetic, creative, and a little unpredictable. Think about it, Geminis are famously multifaceted, capable of balancing whimsy with depth, charm with mystery. Johnny Depp fits this mold perfectly. Born on June 9, 1963, in Owensboro, Kentucky, he came into the world with an energy that was anything but ordinary. Even as a kid, he had a restless spirit. He loved music and dreamed of becoming a rock star, which tells you a lot about his artistic soul. At just 16, Johnny dropped out of high school to chase those rock star dreams. Now, you might think this was reckless, but it was also brave and driven. He wasn't content to follow the conventional path. Instead, fate, or maybe those famously sharp cheekbones, led him into acting, almost by accident. The story goes that he tagged along to a friend's audition for A Nightmare on Elm Street in the early 1980s. And guess who walked out with the role? That's right, Johnny Depp. What began as a sideline turned into a lifelong passion and an extraordinary career. But here's where things get interesting, Johnny Depp isn't just an actor. He's what you might call a shapeshifter. His ability to completely disappear into roles is one of his defining traits. Whether playing the tender, isolated Edward Scissorhands or the wildly unpredictable Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny doesn't just act, he becomes the character. It's a rare gift, and it's what makes him endlessly fascinating to watch. He once shared a pretty profound insight about his craft. I always felt like an outsider, even when I was growing up. Acting was my way of exploring people I couldn't be. That sense of being an outsider is something that resonates deeply with many of his fans. It's like he taps into feelings and identities that are often hidden, giving voice and shape to parts of ourselves we sometimes keep under wraps. Take Captain Jack Sparrow, for example. Did you know Disney executives were terrified of Johnny's interpretation of the pirate? They thought his eccentric, half-drunken rock star version would ruin the film. They were so unsure that they almost fired him during filming. But the audiences? They absolutely loved it. That ruined take became one of the most beloved movie characters of all time, and the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise turned into a global phenomenon. Talk about a plot twist, right? This story perfectly illustrates how Johnny's unconventional approach often challenges norms, and ends up reshaping the culture. He's not one to fit into a box or follow a script, literally and figuratively. Instead, he thrives on bringing something new and unexpected to every role. Of course, Johnny's journey hasn't been all smooth sailing. His life has seen its share of ups and downs, from intense personal struggles and legal battles to relentless tabloid scrutiny. Yet through all of it, his core fans have remained loyal. Why? Because beneath the glitz and scandal, there's something profoundly authentic about him. He's not polished or perfect, in fact, his flaws and struggles make him more relatable. He's raw, vulnerable, and genuine in a way that few Hollywood stars dare to be. If you look through the lens of astrology, it's easy to see how his Gemini nature plays into this. Geminis are known for their duality. They can be whimsical artists one moment and brooding loners the next. They're curious, adaptable, and endlessly complex. Johnny embodies this perfectly, seamlessly moving from the playful madness of the Mad Hatter to the intense, dark world of a gangster or an eccentric poet. One acting coach described him as someone who doesn't act for applause. He acts to disappear. That idea of disappearing, losing yourself in a role, is exactly what makes him so magnetic. It's not about fame or ego for Johnny, it's about exploration and transformation. Beyond the screen, Johnny's magnetic energy extends into his real life too. He's a talented musician and still plays guitar with his band, Hollywood Vampires, alongside legends like Alice Cooper and Joe Perry. He's also a voracious reader, deeply influenced by authors like Jack Kerouac and Hunter S. Thompson, whose works have inspired many of his own artistic choices. Here's a heartwarming tidbit you might not know. Johnny once spent hours visiting sick children in hospitals dressed as Jack Sparrow. No cameras, no press, just him, bringing a little magic and joy to kids who needed it most. That kind of kindness and generosity adds another layer to his complex persona and shows how much he values connection and empathy. If you're a Johnny Depp fan looking to dive deeper into his artistic world, there's a rich tapestry waiting beyond his blockbuster hits and iconic characters. Many fans know him best for his flamboyant, larger-than-life roles like Captain Jack Sparrow or the Mad Hatter, but to truly appreciate the breadth and depth of his craft, it's worth exploring some of his lesser-known films and the literary influences that have shaped his creative spirit. Johnny Depp has always been a voracious reader, and his taste in books reveals a lot about the kind of person he is and the roles he gravitates toward. He's famously drawn to the Beat Generation writers, Jack Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and especially Hunter S. Thompson. Thompson, the legendary gonzo journalist, left a profound impact on Depp. Their friendship was more than just fan and idol, it was a genuine bond. Depp even portrayed Thompson in the 1998 film Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, capturing the wild, chaotic energy of the author with a raw authenticity that many critics praised. That film, while not a massive commercial hit, has since become a cult classic and offers insight into Depp's willingness to take risks and dive into complex, unorthodox characters. But it's not just about portraying the wild and eccentric. Depp's reading list includes philosophical and existential themes that echo through his more subtle performances. Writers like Charles Bukowski and William S. Burroughs, known for their gritty, unfiltered looks at life's underbelly, resonate with the outsider energy Depp embodies on screen. His fascination with these authors isn't just academic. It seeps into the roles he chooses, which often explore characters living on society's margins, grappling with identity, addiction, or loneliness. Turning to his filmography, lesser-known films like The Libertine, 2004, and Dead Man, 1995, offer fans a chance to see a different side of Depp's artistry, one that's quieter, more introspective, and deeply nuanced. In The Libertine, Depp portrays John Wilmot, the second Earl of Rochester, a real-life 17th-century poet and notorious libertine. The film dives into themes of excess, self-destruction, and the tortured soul of an artist living in a rigid society. Depp's performance here is raw and layered, full of emotional contradictions, charming yet self-destructive, poetic yet deeply flawed. This role didn't get the mainstream attention of his blockbusters but remains one of his most powerful performances for those who appreciate character complexity. Dead Man is another fascinating film that challenges the typical Hollywood narrative. Directed by Jim Jarmusch, it's a surreal, black-and-white western that feels more like a moving poem than a traditional genre movie. Depp plays William Blake, an accountant who finds himself on a journey through a strange, hostile landscape after being targeted by outlaws. The film is meditative and symbolic, exploring themes of death, identity, and transformation. Depp's understated, almost ghostly performance perfectly matches the film's eerie tone. For fans accustomed to his more flamboyant roles, Dead Man reveals his capacity for subtlety and his ability to convey deep emotion through minimal dialogue and quiet presence. Both of these films, along with others like Donnie Brasco, 1997, and Finding Neverland, 2004, show a side of Johnny Depp that's often overshadowed by his eccentric characters. In Donnie Brasco, Depp plays an undercover FBI agent who infiltrates the mob, delivering a gritty, intense portrayal grounded in realism. The film explores themes of loyalty, identity, and moral conflict, with Depp balancing toughness and vulnerability in a way that adds layers to what could have been a straightforward crime role. Finding Neverland offers a softer, more emotional side of Depp. Playing J.M. Barrie, the creator of Peter Pan, Depp captures the wonder, imagination, and bittersweet sadness of a man inspired by children to create something timeless. This role emphasizes Depp's ability to evoke empathy and tenderness, reminding fans he's not just a showman but a deeply sensitive actor who connects with the human experience on multiple levels. Going back to the literary connections, Depp's love for writers like Hunter S. Thompson also influenced his off-screen creativity. He co-founded the band Hollywood Vampires partly as a tribute to Thompson and other rock legends. This band isn't just a side project. It's a continuation of Depp's artistic journey that blurs the lines between music, literature, and performance. His tattoos, many inspired by literature and music, offer a visible map of his influences, showing how deeply intertwined his art and life really are. For fans who want to dive even further, exploring interviews and documentaries about Depp reveals his thoughtful approach to his craft. He often speaks about acting not as a means to fame but as a way to explore humanity in all its contradictions. This perspective helps explain why he chooses such diverse and challenging roles, many of which don't fit neatly into Hollywood formulas. So if you really want to understand Johnny Depp beyond the headlines and blockbuster roles, start by watching his lesser-known films and reading the authors who inspire him. You'll discover a performer who is not afraid to confront the darker, stranger parts of life and who uses his art to explore questions about identity, creativity, and the human soul. It's a journey that reveals a multidimensional artist, one who continues to evolve, surprise, and captivate fans around the world. Exploring these deeper layers not only enriches your appreciation of Johnny Depp as an actor but also connects you to the very essence of what makes him unique in Hollywood, a restless spirit, a seeker of truth, and a master storyteller who invites us all to see the world through a different lens. Now, I have to ask you, what's your favorite Johnny Depp role? Is it the quirky charm and swagger of Captain Jack Sparrow? The heart-wrenching vulnerability of Gilbert Grape? Or maybe the dramatic intensity of films like Donnie Brasco or Finding Neverland? Drop your favorites in the comments, I'd love to hear your stories and memories. It's amazing how one actor can touch so many people in such different ways. And if this birthday tribute brought a smile to your face or reminded you of why you love Johnny Depp, don't stop here. Check out our deep dive into the making of Edward Scissorhands, filled with gothic trivia and behind-the-scenes secrets that every fan should know. It's a perfect next step to keep the celebration going. Before you go, here's a fun Johnny Depp fact to chew on. Have you ever wondered what he might have done if acting hadn't worked out? He once said, "I'd probably be in jail. Or selling ink. Yep, tattoo ink, not pens." That's classic Johnny. Always a little unpredictable and full of surprises. So here's to Johnny Depp, born in June, loved forever, and still delightfully keeping Hollywood weird and wonderful. His story reminds us all that it's okay to be different, to embrace your quirks, and to follow your own path, no matter how winding it may be. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe channel your inner pirate once in a while. After all, life's too short not to sail a little wild.